Hey gamers, if you like head-to-head card games where it's all about outwitting your opponent, then you might want to check out Time Division. In this game, you'll play through 1 to 3 era decks, depending on if you want to play a single game or a campaign game. You will draft these different cards by selecting 3 at a time, selecting one for yourself, one for your opponent, and one that will just go to a separate independent stack. And then once you've drafted 6 cards each, you will be able to play them head-to-head. Whoever has the higher numbered card when playing 2 of the cards will gain the coin, which will give them control of the round, and they will select one of the cards to trigger the ability of, and these abilities will wipe cards or let you do different actions or just take cards out of different stacks. It really all depends on what's there. The other card that doesn't get its ability triggered will go to its owner's influence pile or row as points for the end of the game in order to determine who is the winner. A lot of times the higher cards do seem like the better cards because it gives you control of the round, but it also means that you do have to play first in the next round, so you don't have as much control over the reactionary as your opponent will for that case. I thought that this game was really interesting. I think that it's interesting to play through the different cards and see all of the different effects. It did bother me a little bit that the effects aren't actually written out. They just have all the symbols. I have a hard time kind of understanding symbols, so I had to reference the material a lot to understand what I was supposed to be doing with the different things, so that was a little bit frustrating. And I did think that the draft was a little bit weird. Like I said, you get 3 cards. One is going to go to yourself, one is going to go to your opponent, and one is going to go to a separate stack. But when you give it to your opponent, you're going to give it to them face down, and the same for them giving you cards, and you're not allowed to look at those face down cards during the draft. So I kind of felt like then when I went to like my second selection, I didn't have as much knowledge as I thought I should have to pick my next card with a lot of ideas or thoughts about the combinations I wanted to make in mind. So that was a little bit weird to me as well. But overall, I think that if you're somebody who plays 2-player games a lot, plays them consistently with the same people, and really likes getting to know the nitty-gritty of different cards and likes seeing all those combos and seeing what pairs well together, then you very well might like this game a little bit more than I did. Like I said, I think there are some cool combinations to have. I think that it's interesting to see, do I want to play a low number so that I don't have to go first, or do I want to play a higher number so that I can maybe take control and then be able to decide what action is going to trigger and who's going to score some of those points to their influence row. So I think that there's a lot of give and take, a lot of back and forth in the cards, so that's very interesting. But for me, as somebody who doesn't often play the same game over and over, doesn't really pick up on all of those combinations really quickly, I found it a little bit weird with that draft and a little bit frustrating to kind of understand all of the different abilities that were on all the different cards. But it does have a lot of variability. It comes with 3 decks itself. Again, you could play one and just call it done, or you can play through a campaign of all 3 of the decks, and I do feel like it's going to be something that's really easy to expand upon in the future and add just some more 18 card decks in there for even more variability. So definitely check out my full review on the blog today and see if this one's for you.